Hello, everyone. This is Claire Jones from Clarifications Coaching, and my mission is to help badass women entrepreneurs grow their businesses without burning out. This is the next video in a series where I go over some of the tools and strategies that I use both for my clients as well as in my own business to help them grow their businesses without burning out. So today I'm going to go over a social media content calendar. This is a calendar that I've kind of created from a variety of templates that I've found across the internet. And I compiled them together to create a template that really works for me and keeps me on track when it comes to planning out my social media content and when and where things are shared and how they're shared and all that jazz. So I'm just going to go through my spreadsheet for today. If you're interested in this spreadsheet, I'd be happy to sell it as a spreadsheet to you. Just let me know if that's something you're interested in. I know I sold the cash flow spreadsheet about a couple of weeks ago, I think it was. So if this is something you're interested in, let me know. So the first tab that I have here is my content strategy tab. And this is where I list what topics and what days I'm going to post recurring things. So I put the platforms on this side. You can have Pinterest on here. You could have Twitter on here, whatever platforms that you're most active on. I'm not really active on YouTube anymore because I've switched to the Loom video platform, but you can use whatever platforms you want. This is totally customizable. So these are the topics that I use for the various platforms. So for instance, I don't really share many videos to Instagram. I mainly share them to my Facebook groups. And so I put in here what kind of topics I use for each platform to make sure that I'm not posting the same thing across every platform all the time. And so I'll pick the topics based on what works well on the various platforms. So to give you an example, on my personal content calendar, I have daily posts, Instagram live videos, and launches as topics for Instagram. On Facebook, I have blogs, how-to videos, Facebook groups, and launches as well. On LinkedIn, I do blogs, Loom videos, and launches. And then on YouTube, I do how-to videos, speaker reels, and about me videos. And so this is a little different based on the platform. And so you can choose what kind of content works best for each platform. And then if you have recurring posts throughout the week, this is basically just overall strategy. This is not for details here. This is just overall strategy. So for example, I'm just going to copy and paste some that I have over here just to give you a visual of like what mine looks like. So as you can see, the topics for Instagram are daily posts, IG live videos, and launches. On Sundays, I always do leadership quotes. And those are quotes that I find online that I find are very relevant to leadership training and leadership growth, I guess. And on Monday, I always do daily posts. Tuesday, daily posts. Wednesdays, I do daily post and pre-launch posts if I have a launch coming up. Wednesdays are the day that I do the pre-launch posts for them. Thursdays, I do daily posts, an IG live video, and my co-working posts. I've been running a co-working group for one of my networking groups lately, and so I've been advertising that event on my personal pages to kind of gather interest about it. And then on Fridays, I do daily posts. And on the first Friday, I do an emerging leader post. And on the last Friday of the month, I do a badass business program post. And then on Saturdays, I always do Lin-Manuel Miranda quotes. And so some of these are the same across platforms. I'll always do the leadership posts on all of the platforms. But on Mondays, I'm going to switch the Facebook and LinkedIn posts to blog posts. And since I don't really do YouTube videos anymore, I do Loom. Oops, all caps. That's not what I wanted. Loom videos. I use those on Tuesdays, but I'm not really using YouTube at the moment, so I'm just going to delete these. And then same, I do pre-launch posts on Wednesday, co-working posts on Thursday, first Friday Emerging Leader, last Friday Badass Business Program, and then Lin-Manuel Miranda. So I try to switch it up based on the platform and the day just to get a little bit of variety, but you can do whatever works for you. They just generally recommend that you don't do the same posts across all platforms all the time. So then each of these tabs is for a month, and this is for the year 2020. And so when I'm creating these, I will go through this and list out the day of the week as well as the date that it is and divide these out by weeks. So I know first week, second week, third week, fourth week, fifth week of the month if you have 5 weeks. And then I list calendar events in this column. These are just general events that happen outside in the world, New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Day, that kind of stuff. So if you're doing, holiday related posts, you can keep an eye on what holidays are coming up. And then for company events, if you're having like a launch or a workshop or something like that, you can list those here in this column. And then I list what specific content I'm using on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. And then if there's a deadline that I need to make the content by, if it's like a really labor intensive content process, then I'll put that here. And then I'll put the status here, whether it's published, whether it's drafted, whether it's scheduled, all of that kind of good stuff. So I'm going to give you an example of a week's worth of posts for me. I'm going to pull up my 2020 calendar so that you get a good idea. My computer's running a bit slow today, so bear with me. All right, so for January in 2020, these are what my planned posts look like. And these kind of content I make 3 months in advance. So I always go through my content calendar every 3 months and plan out the posts 3 months in advance. And things can change on a day-to-day basis. Like maybe I'm not feeling up to doing an IG live video on this particular Thursday, but it's generally the same, and it gives me a good idea of what I'm going to post when, and then I don't have to think as I'm making the content. I can just do it and get it over with. So as you can see here, Wednesdays I have pre-launch posts. And so I'm going to be creating a mastermind group at the beginning of the year. So that's where I'm going to do these mastermind posts about that group on Wednesdays. And then on Thursday, I have my regular IG live video as well as my co-working post. And then on Friday, since it's the first Friday of the month, I'm doing my emerging leader post as well as an intro rate increase post, which is something that I've been planning ahead because I know when my rates are going to increase, and I can plan out in advance to warn people to get their spots before it increases. And then on Saturdays, I do my Lin-Manuel Miranda quotes. And on Sundays, I do my leadership quotes. And so these blank spots are open from the daily posts that I do. And then I can always add daily posts on top of the regular scheduled posts as well to kind of switch it up a bit. But this is a general idea of how I plan out my posts 3 months in advance so that I have a good idea of what I'm posting when and what content I need to make for that. So it's just giving it a good idea. And so once these are published or scheduled or what have you, I'll put these over here. Scheduled, drafted, so on and so forth. That shouldn't be italicized. And so I pretty much do that for each month. So January, I have the dates set up and the holidays set up. February, I have the dates and the days set up, the holidays set up. February is a very holiday heavy month. Groundhog Day, Lincoln's birthday, Valentine's Day, President's Day, Mardi Gras is in February as well as my birthday. So I will probably put that in company events because I think that works as a company event. And then I just go through and plan out these posts. And so since I know I'm going to be doing Lin-Manuel Miranda quotes and leadership quotes every Saturday and Sunday, I can just copy that and then paste it over every weekend, just like this. And that's an easy way to just fill out your calendar and show you what's coming up when. And so if you have recurring things, it's an easy way to just copy and paste and bring it over. So for March, same thing. I have the days of the week, dates set up, calendar events. And so when I'm doing this, every year I will go through this and make a new one for the year. And I just move around the days a bit because it's usually 1 or 2 days off from year to year. And so I can just move these up and down as needed. And then I update the calendar events by Googling what calendar events are happening in 2020. And then I put them in based on the day. And so it usually takes me about an hour to set this up for the year in terms of the template, and then it takes me about another hour to fill it in for 3 months. So it's not that much time worth, and then it saves me time on a day-to-day basis because then I only need to spend 30 to 45 minutes making the posts and engaging with my social media audiences. So then I'm not trying to create content, brainstorm content, come up with content on a day-to-day basis. It just saves me time. And so on April, same thing, days of the week, dates, calendar events, company events. May, same thing. And then we go all the way to December, just you can plan out when Hanukkah is, you can plan out when Christmas is, all kinds of good stuff. And for November in particular, it's important to pay attention to Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and Small Business Saturday. And so when you're doing these 3 months in advance calendar making, I guess, when you're creating your 3-month calendar, you can plan in advance and be like, all right, so Small Business Saturday is coming up in 3 months. So what do I want to do for Small Business Saturday? And that kind of gets your brain going on, planning those things ahead of time instead of scrambling last minute. So that just gives you a good idea. And then at the back here, I have a content repository. This is kind of when you are using this more as a task management template. So you can say like what the type is, who the author is, if you're doing a social media post, white paper, video, anything like that, date commission, date of publication, related events. This is just something that was on those templates that I was finding online that I compiled together. I don't really use it because I'm not collaborating with task management on this, and I can just get what I need from the regular calendar. But if that's helpful for you, then go ahead and use it. So that's kind of my overview of this. I'm just going to fill it out a little bit more just to show you guys, how I do that. So as you can see, I have these intro rate increases on Thursdays, and I have these every weekend, so I can fill that out. And you can see how easy it gets once you have recurring stuff. You don't really... And then I always have the IG Live and co-working posts on Thursdays, as well as the intro rate increases. So just copy, paste, fill it in, and you're good to go, really. It's not that in-depth of a process. It's pretty simple once you get the system down. And then I have